from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, January 20th. It's a pleasure and an honor to be with you on this King Day holiday, a great day for sports betting, and of course, celebrating the inauguration of our next president as well. No matter how you look at it, certainly a monumental and joyous occasion nonetheless to celebrate our democracy. So just a big day here today. And of course, I guess the main reason we're here tonight for the big game between Notre Dame and Ohio State. What a great matchup it's going to be tonight with the national championship game. We'll be along tonight with special coverage of the game here on the Sports Money Network with the guys. I'll be joining them here tonight as well. We're going to have a great night when the Irish and the Buckeyes meet here on Monday night for our first ever BCS National Championship game. I think it's okay where we've arrived here with this matchup, certainly with Ohio State, pretty big favorite here, no problem. Hopefully, am I on there? Little hiccup there, it looked like in the stream, but hopefully you guys are seeing me okay. Thank you for joining me here on the show as we get ready for the action. And great day yesterday, too, with our great NFL games, really good NFL games, no doubt about it. I think they certainly lived up to the hype, even if it was cold and bitter, kind of like it is today in Washington, D.C. But certainly some exciting action last night with Baltimore and Buffalo. Buffalo, of course, going on to win the game. Yeah, we had them here on the Morning Steam yesterday, but wasn't necessarily about the way it finished. Both teams performed admirably. And look, nobody's going to hold anything against Mark Andrews. I mean, this guy's a special guy, no doubt about it. Very unselfish, just unfortunate the way it worked out for Mark Andrews and that final play. I think we all agree that he's a really great player and just real tough. It's cold out there. It was a pretty well thrown ball. I know that all the Ravens fans and also Lamar wish he would have caught that ball, but nonetheless, Buffalo wins it with their superstar quarterback, Josh Allen, getting a second chance in the AFC Championship game when they take on the Kansas City Chiefs next week. So hopefully you guys had it right yesterday with Baltimore and Buffalo, and another great game before that, right, with the Rams and the Eagles. Look, that one got a little bit crazier, I think, with the weather, with the way it finished and all that. Eagles getting that win 28-22. We might have got there with the win. Maybe you missed out if the consensus play, if it landed 6. Hopefully you got that push. Maybe you guys are on the money line. A lot of you guys were, and maybe it landed just a little bit higher than that, 6.5 or so. But really, the Eagles ran all over the Rams with Barkley. They averaged, nearly 8.5 yards per carry. Jake Elliott kicked 3 field goals, couldn't make extra points, whatever. But the Rams had the ball in the red zone in the last minute, could not get that key score to win the game. Eagles will advance. See the lines for this week. Eagles -5 against the Washington Commanders, and the Chiefs -1.5 against the Bills. By the way, 5-48 in the Eagles matchup, and Chiefs 1.5, 48.5 in the matchup. So really ready to go with those great games next week in the AFC and NFC championship games. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed the action there yesterday with the football games. You guys can put in your sour grapes or your celebratory comments in the chat. Everyone who comments in the chat's eligible for our consensus parlay. We didn't quite get there yesterday, but did have some winners with the Team Steam consensus yesterday with our basketball picks and others. We did have some nice plays yesterday for sure here on the show. We did have the Milwaukee Bucks over the Sixers as our consensus play. That was a winner yesterday as the Bucks got it done. I had them, you had them, we all had them, and I had the over as a premium pick play over at winnable.com. Also had a premium pick winner with the Nets and the Thunder to go under. And well, guys, once again, Ramon won the I don't know if we can call it. I don't want to think that Chad, he's got a name hold on the challenge, but maybe it is a consensus challenge starting out here. Team Steam consensus had the Nets. I had the Thunder in that game from yesterday. Also, we did have some other winners here on the show. I had the Clippers yesterday to rock the Lakers here on the show. And also I had the Wizards and the Kings game to go under here on the Morning Steam show. So I had a pretty decent day in the NBA, and also NHL action came through with some winners yesterday with Ottawa and New Jersey. There yesterday, I had my premium pick on the over in the game between the Senators. I'm sorry, the under in the Senators and the Devils. That was a winner there. The Senators, I had the Senators on the show here on the puck line. And also, late last night, Dallas Stars was my pick here on the show yesterday on the puck line over the Detroit Red Wings. And on our abbreviated college basketball card, we really did well. Morning Steam pick here yesterday, Illinois over Michigan State. Illinois got the money in that one. We also had Tulane taking the points against Temple. Our game that ruined us here, I think, with the Team Steam consensus play, I was on it, you were on it, but Michigan did not get the money against Northwestern yesterday. But we did have a premium pick winner with Robert Morris and Wisconsin-Milwaukee game total over, and those were some of the winners on our kind of abbreviated card yesterday, but really an exciting card today with our daytime action. I mean, it's a full-on holiday here today, of course, with King Day and, like I said, national championship, inauguration. What else is going on? Maybe I'll have my own meme coin. How about a Ramon meme coin? Maybe we can invest in me and have it pump and dump, if you know what I mean. Let me say hello to some folks in the chat as we get rolling here on the holiday. Sir Mackey was first with us today. Good morning to Sir Mackey. Already we're rolling some plays there, it looks like. Thomas Lewis says, good morning to Team Steam. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Like it, share it, smash it, rub it down all over. And don't forget to join us tonight for that coverage of the national championship game, companion coverage here tonight on the Sports Money Network. Thomas is ready to go. He says, I got Ohio State game to go under in the first quarter. Sir Mackey says Drew Carey has been canceled for the inauguration here this morning. And, well, it's already getting going. I'm seeing they're all in the church. It's beautiful. It's bitterly cold, but it's sunny today. Actually, beautiful day in Washington D.C. And no matter what happens at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific is the official. No matter if they've taken the oath of office or not, that is with the official time. Doesn't matter. The oath of office presentation is just ceremonial, actually, and we know it's been moved indoors. I don't know how it's going to work out, but Joe W's here today. Ziggy, hello and good morning. Twisted, hey, Twisted's here. Nice to have Twisted here today. How about the Bills? He had them on the money line, and he had them on the under there yesterday in that game. I went over though that number, right? 52 was. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something there. Did I get it wrong there yesterday? Thought it was. What was the final score there of the game? It was 27-25 for 52. So hopefully, Twisted did not lose that game. He's got his pick though for tonight. Notre Dame plus 8.5 and over. Thank you, Twisted. Thomas likes Ohio State and under. Boom! These guys, bam! All right. Oh, he did have the over. There we go. Sorry about that, Twisted. I should have just looked there. You went all that way to type it out again, and I just didn't see it yet. Jermaine, hello, good morning. Art Tomps, hello as well. And Robert McCormick, good morning and thank you for being here today. Also, Peaceful Looter is back. It's not Peaceful Looter anymore. Peaceful Looter is here today. And Sir Mackey thinks what was the song? Sexy like the catwalk. Sexy, and I know it. Well, no, that was a different song. H. I'm trying to do Ohio there, and Joe, nice to have you. And Jermaine's got the MLK Day statistics. I remember watching the first. I don't know. Look, this is for the NBA. Yes, maybe Christmas is number one, but MLK Day is number two. And I don't know if it was the first official MLK. I don't even know if it was like an official holiday at the time, but many states had started to. This is back, I think, in the 80s. They had started to recognize MLK Day, I think, as a holiday in many states. And I just remember the first NBA broadcast. I don't remember it actually exactly, but I just remember it was a big deal because I was like, I think they did preempt the Price is Right for the MLK Day game because it was on CBS. I want to say it was Boston and Atlanta. I should have looked it up, but man, I want to say it was like 1988 or so, maybe 88. I want to say where they had, maybe it was 89, but I just remember the network showing the first like an MLK Day game. It was like hey, we're gonna have an NBA game on TV. Nicholas Handy is here. Good morning to Doubles today. Hello, and he says you would think ABC. Yeah, but that's just a contract. I think Doubles. I think that's what it is there. So. To get a little bit of steam coming in here, why don't we go over a couple of moves here real quick as we get the action started? I've got some action here coming through for us to get the steam going here today, and it's Southeast Louisiana and East Texas A&M. Game total to go over, taking the steam here in this one. Maybe these two teams have been playing some unders this year, but give Southeast Louisiana some nod in this one as to the total anyway. They've had some overs, I think, in this scenario. That's where the steam is coming right now. Over in Southeast Louisiana and Texas A&M was 137 up to 138. All right, say hello to a few more folks. Ziggy loved the snow games yesterday. And Joe T, good morning and hello. as well. And everybody's kind of on Mark Andrews here. And, don't forget, Mark Andrews did save, kind of save that woman's life on an airplane earlier this year. That was pretty good play. That was a pretty good play there, even though, yeah, he dropped that ball yesterday. All right. Who else is here? Twisted likes Washington and the Bills. And was that one of the Bills' losses to Washington back in the day? I'm trying to remember. Not, I don't know if it was. Um, Oldie here today as well. Twisted. Our Tom's likes that Super Bowl pick. Curtis Mann is here today. Textiles. Here we got our TikTok back techs today. So we're gonna have our TikTok handicappers. All right. Robert McCormick, a little bit of football action. Hey, I got a steam play coming in right now to tell you about. It's in the hockey tonight and or this afternoon anyway, with the under here with Buffalo and Seattle. I don't know if I'm feeling that one. I already wrote down that my pick was going to be on the over in this game, but maybe I'll get a good price. Steam is coming in right now. Buffalo and Seattle. It was kind of shaded toward a 6 here, but this one could be going down to 5.5 right now in the game between Buffalo and Seattle. I'm showing 5.5 over now at several spots here as that one takes the steam this morning here on the Morning Steam Show. Buffalo and Seattle steam to the over. All right. Want to say shout out to Elliot today. He's not going to quite be able to join us right now, getting that new job. So, congratulations to you, Elliot. And you're always welcome to be here, but he'll be busy at this hour, so won't be able to join us too much. But congratulations to Elliot. And I didn't know it was National DJ's Day. Maybe I need to sing now, a little bit different. I think, I don't know, I love the DJs of today, the electronic dance type of DJs, but I love the DJs back in the day. Also I think my favorite, um, I liked Jam Master Jay, actually, of Run DMC. Jay was are the letters of his name, and cutting and scratching are the asterisks of his game. So check out the master as he cuts these jams, and look at us with the mics in our hands. All right, and Ray, good morning. Nasty Nate was sexy, and I know it. On the catwalk. Ziggy as well. He's walking the catwalk. Good morning to Abel today. I was trying to think. I thought there was another sexy song out there. Uh, Hello to Bill. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad it got worked out. Maybe it's something with the timing there, Bill, and when the purchase came, because certainly I don't pick every game, and I think sometimes I have the picks later in the day, and maybe the purchase was after it already. I don't know. But thank you, Bill, for clearing that up. All right, I think that's it for you guys in the comments there. All right, who else did I like? Who else were some of my favorite hip hop DJs? I'm trying to think of them. You're on National DJs. I think now. So I was a Jam Master Jay guy. I also liked who was the UTFO? I'm really old. Who was the UTFO DJ? As I liked him, but nowadays I like just the big guy, Armin van Buren, Tiesto. I guess I like DJ Jazzy Jeff. He was over. Was he overrated? I don't know. All right. Who knows what we're talking about here as we get ready for the show. All right. Let me do my commercial. We'll talk sports and sports betting here today with you guys. And what was it, Tex? Who was the UTFO DJ? I almost have to look it up now. The Philly Eagle Flyer talking a little bit of soccer here with our card today. We definitely have great Monday fixtures. We have Wolves at Chelsea, Udinese and Como, Mallorca and Villarreal, and also a Mexican League action night with Santos at Pachuca. All right. and do the commercial here, let you know that, hey, I'm already locked and loaded over at Winnable with my plays for some of today's action. I have a college basketball card up right now, as well as an NBA card with my picks for the afternoon action. So you can pick those up over at winnable.com for $4 for today's card. Get everything in there, including my hockey card as well later tonight. Don't have it up there yet. I don't know if I have anything on the early game that I'm not going to give out here. So the hockey card will be coming out a little bit later on with most of those games at night. But because we got such a big daytime card of college basketball, I've already put up I think a 5-pack over at winnable.com, and also I think I have a 4-pack in the NBA. So check those out for just $4. You'll get some more plays as well, or you can subscribe for 1 week for $8 or 1 month for $19.95. Use the promo code STEAM. That'll save 20% off those uh, premium pick packages over there at winnable.com. And you can set the notifications like Billy Siegfried did and finally get those plays. So what I do is I usually, when I finalize the card, I usually send it out. I usually aim for a window of 30 minutes to 2 hours before if I'm checking those lineups. Look, a day like today with this early action, I've got to do a show here at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, and it might be too late to send it out after that. So I already have my best college plays up there. We're going to, of course, make some picks here on the show as well. So appreciate all the subscribers in there. And look, if you do subscribe to the picks, there's also a free pick on there. If you subscribe for $0, I got some other plays that come out as well that I send out in tennis. In my soccer packages. Should be a fun night of tennis after the action last night. Just wrapped it up here. I don't know, I'll say a little while ago, but Alex de Minaur advanced easily over Alex Michelson. The American loses to the Aussie in the late match at the Aussie Open. We got some more hot action tonight with Goff and Badosa. You got Zverev and Tommy Paul, and you got Sabalenka and Pavlyuchenkova. And then later on, the big one tonight, Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz will meet at the Australian Open. All right. Going to be fun day of sports here, and we'll get back to the chat here right now. See who else is out there. I think ready to go here, and we'll talk about the national championship game, shall we? Like I said, one of those games, hey, you don't need me to make the pick for you, but nonetheless, it will be the Buckeyes tonight taking on Notre Dame here in a classic matchup. It feels like, yeah, Ohio State is favored here by 8.5. I get it. You know, they've had a great season. Maybe you think Notre Dame a little bit, I don't know about overrated to get into this spot, but they certainly have not been necessarily the class of a fighting the Buckeyes so far this season. But yeah, they've had a pretty special season, and they got a pretty special coach too. It feels like, doesn't it? This guy really has some numbers that really go in his favor right now in some of these roles. When you're talking about Coach Freeman, I mean, he I don't know. It's almost like he's money in the bank to bettors here, which is crazy when you think about it, because if any team is a public team, even if, yeah, they're not the contender they're supposed to be every year, they're really always a disappointment considering how their fans, project them that they should be winning the national championship every year. But they're going to get their chance here finally again tonight. Notre Dame has won 13 games in a row. They've covered their last 11 straight games here right now. Remember the loss to Northern Illinois early in the season? That, I don't know, kind of put Northern Illinois football on the map. They've had some players there. We know that at Northern Illinois. But for the Irish to come in here, they've held 12 of their 15 opponents this season to under 17 points. But with this explosive offense and great passing game, talented receivers. That's going to be a kind of a tall order. But hey, Notre Dame, pretty good in these close games. They've gone over in 7 of their last 11 games overall, and they've won 5 straight bowl games now after their win here this year. And in the past years, they've been clutch in the postseason. Have the Irish. For Ohio State, they come in with a record of 13-2. Coming into this one, the Buckeyes in their playoff games scored 42, 41, 28. So, they're explosive with Smith. This kid, I mean, could you imagine this guy, Smith? Okay, maybe he did not have the total game we were expecting last game, but I don't know, for whatever he is, 19, is he 20 yet? Seems like he's ready for the NFL when you look at some of the things that he accomplishes on the field. But still, with these defenses, man, they still got, pretty stout defenses, both of them, it feels like. So we'll see what happens tonight. You can get your picks together here. Look, I think all the props are juiced pretty high, even though this is a modest total. And maybe you're expecting some defense here with this total at 45 and a half right now, maybe even 45 here at some of the sharp books. I am showing the book here a couple miles south of me at 46 at this point. So there's only 2 players that I like in this game for props, that I think that their numbers are competitive. Like I said, I think the props are too high, even with the low total. I'm sure it's just the books making sure they cover themselves, jacking these overs up. I like Will Howard of Notre Dame. Look, I don't know how he's going to get it done, whether or not I can look at him with this passing game with Tate and Igbuka, and of course, with uh, Jeremiah. No, you know what I mean, Ohio State. I mean to say Notre Dame, but um, Jeremiah Smith, of course. So like I said, I mean, this guy is unbelievable. But it's just funny because you think of the game he had last game, and he was basically a no-show after he tore it up against Oregon. And I don't know if it was a one-off or if it was just a focus on the team. He's a young player, so maybe there will be inconsistency, but it feels like, in a bounce back spot here tonight with the Buckeyes. But I like Will Howard of the Buckeyes as kind of a prop here. Funny, I just don't know about which receiver might be the one to kind of step up here tonight. For Notre Dame, I just like one player, and that's a player that I was on before with the props. Either we talked about on this show, or if I was on one of the streams, but Mitchell Evans in that game against Penn State, he had the 5 receptions there. So he's the guy that I kind of like on Notre Dame tonight. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have to say in the big game tonight, national championship game with Ohio State and Notre Dame. All right. Ohio State has defeated Notre Dame in each of the last 2 seasons in low-scoring games, no doubt about it. 17-14 and 21-10. So, the totals here pretty low for a reason. The last 5 national championship games, even though it's been not the same format, obviously, but the favorite has covered 5 straight years in a row. Let's go to the chat right now. Oh boy, I see someone finally got it there, and I agree there. All right, let's see here oh man, you guys are giving Andrews a hard time, and Billy Siegfried goes back to Jackie Smith catching that, or not catching that, touchdown in the end zone. He dropped the ball. All right, here we go. I think we can see some other comments here. Sir Mackey said Emma Navarro was struggling, but I think everything worked out there. Let's see here. Ziggy likes Ohio State against the spread. All right. And he says if they played 100 times, how many would OSU win? Thomas, he said he likes the first half under. And Robert says, let's see here, Ohio State and under in the first half. And Vince Hawkins, um, I don't see much from Vincent, but that was so nice of him to come through and remind me Mixmaster Ice, of course. Cutting up strong all night long. Go on. He's down by law with the force crew. There, I think, was his saying. All right. Fernando likes the under here. And Thomas likes Williams in this one in his receiving yards. Aeneas Williams, not the famous professional defensive back, and it's not even his son. But Aeneas Williams coming off that big game last time out with the 5 receptions, remember? So I think that's what Thomas, great call there, right? Off that big game, 5 receptions for 66 yards against Penn State for Williams in that passing game. All right. Let's see here. Textiles, he likes this Fighting Irish team. And Peaceful Looter says, who's kicking? Well, I mean, I think you got Jeter still, right? You got Jeter for Notre Dame. He's actually had a great postseason, hasn't he, for the most part? I think he's been perfect. He did miss one field goal in that IU game, but Jeter has been dynamite. And for Ohio State, you got Jaden Fielding here. Also been pretty solid here of late. Missed a field goal against Tennessee, but there's Peasy. Peasy just missed me, going back to the 80s, doing about 4 different hip-hop rap groups. Bet he'll be mad about that. Twisted's got his plays here. Notre Dame plus 8.5. A lean to the over, and he's got Howard Ober in his interceptions. All right. Guess I've got to make the call here in this one with Ohio State and Notre Dame. Well, look, I know it's going to be a pretty defensive battle, but I also think it could be a close game. And, man, could both teams possibly work their way into the 20s? They might. But come on, you got to go under in this one with these two teams right now. Both teams want to establish it defensively, it feels like here. So I'm going to go under in the game between Ohio State and Notre Dame. I don't think it's going to be an unpopular choice here. 2/3 of the tickets, according to what I look at, are going under here. Probably 3 out of every 5 tickets appear to be on Notre Dame, believe it or not, from the public. But again, like I said, I think Notre Dame is a public team for the most part. Usually, it just feels like maybe the talking heads are kind of on Ohio State for the most part to blow them out of here. But I don't know if that's going to be the case, is it? All right, Billy, you guys talking a little bit about the NFL action. There's our Toms with her plays. Ohio State first half and under first half. Tom Reghard in the chat. Thank you. All right. Last chance to talk about the national championship game. I'm taking the under with Ohio State and Notre Dame. I think both teams could reach 20 points, but I don't know if they're going to get much more than that. Could be 22-21, 23-21, 21-20, maybe somewhere right in there. That sounds like a close game for an 8.5-point spread, if you know what I mean. All right, I'm taking the under. I think that's it for you guys in the chat, and enjoy the game tonight. Make sure you join us for our coverage. Funny, is it 5th seeded Notre Dame and 6th seeded Ohio? I don't know. I don't even know. Robert says Notre Dame is a public dog here, right? So, yeah, maybe it will be better than. It doesn't seem to me that, the experts here. I'm no expert, right? But maybe the bigger network experts here are kind of touting a big blowout for Ohio State, kind of is what it feels like. All right, Twisted here, 28-21, one way or the other, I guess is what he's saying. Or I could have went back and looked at what Twisted. I know I called out what he said. So, he said Notre Dame plus 8.5. So I think that would mean 28-20. Well, no, I guess that could mean either team there. Okay, appreciate it. You guys enjoy the game tonight. Please join us here for the coverage tonight. I believe we'll be starting at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific, or probably maybe a couple minutes after that. You got pregaming at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. You might get a few moments to kind of regroup and get the next stream started. So maybe it'll be a few minutes after the top of the hour. Maybe by 7:15, we'll be on the air for that coverage tonight with our companion coverage of the national championship game, I believe in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks. So enjoy our coverage here. And I'll be there tonight for sure with that for this game, no doubt about it. All right, we're going to get to the NBA, and it's early action here, folks, today with the first game just about 2.5 hours away, I believe, here with a mostly day card, afternoon card here today. So let's get into it in the NBA and also in college basketball. Big time day card here today. All right, we'll start it off here with the Dallas Mavericks on the road, and this one against the Charlotte Hornets here. And you got the Mavs favored. They've been moving here a little bit, but it was the Hornets that actually took the steam here this morning. But still, this one has moved up a little bit from 5.5 to 6 for the most part. So I don't know if the steam, even though that's what the line service kind of sent out, I don't know if it's been detectable to the naked eye, if you know what I mean, here with the Charlotte Hornets. And hey, it might be tough for some people to want to try to consider getting on Charlotte here, but maybe some of the trends kind of point that maybe this could be a spot for Charlotte. We already know that the Mavericks have had some issues here with some of their injury woes and kind of keeping it going here at this point. They haven't really looked that great so far without Luka in there. And I don't know, maybe when Kyrie's in there, like I said, I mean, he maybe doesn't do all that much or make him that much better. He's certainly a great player. We know that, but Derek Lively's been got a bum ankle right now. He's questionable for this one. Dwight Powell, he is out of this game. Jaden Hardy's out of the game as well. For Charlotte, Brandon Miller, he is out of this game, I believe. I think did he end up playing that last game? Charlotte here has won 2 straight games coming into this one with victories over Chicago and over Utah. Not the toughest of schedules, although beating Chicago on the road, nice job by the Hornets there. They've been covering spreads here for the most part of late. Dallas has not been, although they did win and cover last time out in a win over OKC. Did a nice job there the other night, 106-98 to knock off the Hornets. I think that was on Friday night, but before that, they were on a big streak of not covering anything. So how are you going to play it with Dallas on the road? They're 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games overall, and Charlotte's been a pretty good underdog, 19-13 against the spread as an underdog here in this one. I think for the most part, got 2 teams that are trending under for sure. Charlotte 11-22 to the under as an underdog. Mavericks are 13-8 to the over on the road, even though they are under in 7 of their last 10, and 12 of 21 games have gone under as a favorite. Charlotte's still 8-13 to the under at home, and I think if you just kind of look at the way that the Dallas approaches it, they've 0-5 in their last 5 road games against the spread here, kind of coinciding with the absence of Doncic. So, all right, Charlotte certainly struggles against winning teams, no doubt about it. Let's see if go to the chat here with our first game of the day right here in the morning for me here in Las Vegas. I actually went out last night to a sports book to watch the game. I don't go to many games in sports books. There's usually too many games on. I'm doing some streams at some other channels, but big game. Some friends wanted to watch the game, and I joined them. And you know what? They had a good time watching some of the action with those guys, and we were able to, look pretty good there with our picks yesterday. So, all right, what do you guys have here in this one? Had to, fend off all the autograph seekers there in the sports books. Thanks to you guys building us up here on the Sports Money Network. Uh, I was repping the gear, if you know what I mean. All right. Going to the basketball here. There we go. Our Tomps likes Dallas under. And let's see who else here. Robert likes the under in this one as well. Twisted likes the Hornets +6, also leaning to the under. Ziggy likes the Hornets in this one, says they've owned the series against Dallas here in the past. Charlotte has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Now, to be fair, Dallas has, I think that's what Ziggy's saying. Dallas has won 14 of the last 19 games overall, including the last meeting here in Charlotte was 130-104. Dallas mushed them up last April, but Charlotte, like I said, they've covered 4 of the last 5, but long term, it's been a Dallas series. But again, they just meet twice a year. Dallas is actually 8-2 in their last 10 trips there into Charlotte. But I'm going to go with the Charlotte Hornets. I'm going to agree with Ziggy in this one and take the Hornets plus the points. Not impressed right now with what Dallas is doing here at this time. Ray likes the Hornets as well. How about that? I mean, we definitely have some Hornets support here. And, Billy likes Miley Cyrus over Taylor Swift. And, I can buy myself flowers. I know I like that one. All right. I'm taking the Hornets. Maybe not much from you guys in this one. Let's move on. Not the best game of the card there. Move on to the next one here. We get towards the afternoon action at 2:10 Eastern. All the games start at different times here today, so it's really a day of nonstop NBA action on MLK Day. Pistons at the Rockets here. The Rockets are favored by 8. The total is 222.5. We're seeing definitely some movement here to the under. In this one, I'm going to call it 222 here, actually. We've seen a big-time move here, at least 2.5 points since I typed these in last night when I got home from the action there. So definitely a steady move here to the low side in this one. And Pistons getting a bushel full of points here from the Rockets in this one. Detroit has covered 8 of the last 9 years. They've gone into Houston. It's been a good matchup for the Pistons in the past, and the Pistons have been looking good this season on the road of late, having covered 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Remember, they beat the Knicks last time out on the road. Last time they were on the road anyway. They have lost 2 straight here of late to Phoenix and Indiana. Houston, meanwhile, continues to be hot. They just knocked off Portland 125-103 as they kind of keeping the winning going here right now. Rockets have definitely looked very good, but the Pistons are playing well. No doubt about it. Now, I mentioned Detroit covering all these games. Houston's actually won the last 5 meetings between these two teams. They just usually don't get the number against them. These two teams did meet already once this season, and that game was won by Houston 101-99 as a 4-point favorite. So the Pistons got the money at home in that one as a home dog. So Houston, though, have won 6 of their last 7 games coming into this one. Detroit, big time, they're over in 11 of their last 12 games as an underdog here. And I don't know. To me, these two teams are kind of over teams so far, especially in these roles. Obviously, like I said, Pistons big time over as a dog, but Houston is a favorite, is 17-12 to the over. So I'm going over in this one. If this thing's already moved down to 222, the widely reported steam came in on the over, but the move is clearly on the under here now. But I'm going over in this one with the Pistons and the Rockets today. Yeah, Rockets have some defensive numbers here that are pretty good for sure. I mean, they're top 5 in the league and fewest points allowed. They are the best field goal percentage team, I think, in the league right now. So they do have some pretty strong numbers, but I'm going to end up on the over here with the Pistons and the Rockets. Let's go to your moves in the chat. Probably should have went there first. Ray says Rockets first half. Hornets are hot, says Billy, right here. And the Pelicans are back and going. Billy's got the little exacta there with Charlotte and New Orleans. Fernando likes the over here with me. He's not leaning here. He's on it. All right. Twisted likes the Pistons here as well. And Tex says, hey, how about the Thompson twins? And I'm not talking about Hold Me Now. Twisted, let's see here. Let's see. Ziggy right here is on the Pistons as well. Robert on Rockets first half. And AOD, you know who he's on here today? AOD was our consensus contestant last night, if I'm not mistaken. All right, I think that's it from you guys in the chat. I'm taking the over in this one with Detroit and Houston. All right, you guys are talking a little bit of Grizzlies basketball here. So, hey, got a little steam, though. I want to get out here real quick. I'll go to the next game here. But, hey, how about Brown and Cornell? We're seeing a steam move here to the under in this one. Brown and Cornell, this is definitely an under series with these two teams in the past now. Maybe Cornell of late in some of these games at home against Ivy League competition as a favorite has a tendency to go over, but this series has been a big time under. The steam is coming under here with Brown and Cornell. It was 155. We're down to 154 or so right now with the steam coming in on Brown and Cornell. Game 2 go under. Also, while I was talking, UT Rio Grande Valley, UTRGV took the steam here at +4. All right. Pardon me. I guess so. Steam came in on Rio Grande Valley in their matchup today with Incarnate Word. So UTRGV took the steam there. Also, Stephen F. Austin took some steam in their matchup against McNeese State. They took a juiced up number here. I think this one's all the way down to maybe 14 here, 14 and a half. I actually got to look it up. Been a pretty significant move here, I think. Stephen F. Austin and McNeese, 14 and a half right now is the current line at some books. Some still at 15. But the steam came in here on SFA here while we were on the air here on the morning steam. Also, Brown took steam. We just mentioned that steam to the under. It's so interestingly, Brown takes the steam here and the under, and this is how this series has gone. I almost want to look this up right now because this has been so solid, and I don't think I have this one previewed. So maybe we could just take a peek at it here real quick with Brown and Cornell. I know this is a series. Let's see. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. That's how the steam came in. Like I said, Cornell does have some over tendencies, I think, in this role, but 8 of the last 9 in this Ivy League matchup have gone under. And the steam also came in on Brown, and Brown has actually covered the last 5 meetings between these two teams. And uh, of those 8 of the 9 unders, 5 straight unders here at Cornell. So now the Sharps are kind of rolling with I don't think that's why, but they are in lockstep with the trends in that game. How's that? Okay, let me get back to the action here in the NBA right now with the Timberwolves taking on the Grizzlies here in this one. And man, this has been a big time mover. I'll blurt it out here right now. Like I said, I sent the package out pretty early this morning because of the way the schedule sets up today with this early action. And I sent the Grizzlies out at -5. And I was like, man, you know, it was lower than that. I'm like, man, this thing could go up more. And usually I'll actually, tack on another half a point or so in anticipation of it. But I didn't anticipate this necessary. Well, actually, a 6. I'm going to dial it back here. I'm seeing mostly 5.5s and 6s here. So maybe a little bit of take back here on these guys right now. There's definitely a move to the under down to 233.5 here right now with the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies here in this one tonight. Another one where the steam was kind of on the over and the move has been on the under here. So maybe the Sharps don't know what they're doing today. See what you guys have in this one with Minnesota on the road here, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. If you look at the trends, and I mean, the Grizzlies are a pretty good cover, Minnesota not so much, right? I mean, right across the board. Right now, Memphis 14-6 against the spread at home, 19-8 against the spread as a favorite. Minnesota just 16-25 against the spread overall, but usually on the road is where they do their best work as far as against the spread is concerned. And you have, Memphis, a big time over team for the most part this season, even though they're 27-15 to the over, including 16-12 to the over as a favorite. They're just 10-10 over under at home this season. And actually, Minnesota is 10-12 to the under, although 5-3 against the spread as a favorite. If you break it down a little further, however, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Minnesota's gone over in 4 of their last 5 overall. Memphis has covered 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one, and 4 straight overall they've gone over, have the Grizzlies. So let's go to the chat here with you guys in this one with Memphis and Minnesota tonight. All right. Oh, I think I missed some plays from you guys there on the Pistons. Oh, no, we got it in there, right? Billy liked Cornell in that game. Thank you, Billy. Twisted likes the Grizzlies and leaning to the under. Here's Grizzlies for Ziggy. Robert likes the under here in this one. R. Tomps is on the under here as well. Fernando's got the under. Man, is this a consensus play here with the under? Fernando might like the Wolves team total under. Peaceful Looter says Cornell over. I think. Billy says he thinks McNeese will make they're supposed to make the tourney. Have they been overrated this year from what we've actually seen? And Jermaine, now here's, I don't know, it said right here, Ziggy says the Grizzlies do well on Martin Luther King Day. Jermaine says Memphis has the all-time worst percentage on Martin Luther King Day. All right, here's Abel on the under. Man, we're so many unders on this game. Wow, I'm surprised here actually that you guys like the under so heavy in this one. Maybe because the total's so high in this one. That's kind of what you guys are looking at here, I would guess. So, all right, I'll make the call here though in this one. I think you guys are done typing in your picks for this one. And I'll go under in this one tonight. I know everyone's on the over, but I'm not sure I'm seeing it that way. I mean, no, I'm sorry. You guys are on the under. That's right. I'm going over. Abel says he thinks it's a consensus, but I'm on the over. What was I thinking there? You guys are not. It wasn't a matter of being swayed. I just saw so many unders there. Wow. But I'm going over with Memphis and Minnesota. It's a big number for sure. Okay, we'll keep it going right now with the Hawks taking on the Knicks in this one. You got the Knicks, a 6.5 point favorite. The total 235.5 in this one. Another big number here. You got the Knicks. They've gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. This series has gone over in 4 of the last 5 as well. The Hawks come in having won 3 straight 4 of their last 5 games overall, including victories over the Boston Celtics. Remember, in overtime, they beat Chicago, they covered the spread, and they rebounded to beat Phoenix after an earlier loss to Phoenix on a little home and home there. The Hawks had one of their games canceled. We do have a write-in game tonight for one of those canceled games earlier in the season or last week, 10 days ago, whatever it was, when we had those wildfires out in Southern California. So for the Knicks, they come in here with a loss to Minnesota last time out, but they did win and cover against Philadelphia here. The Knicks, look, they're up to 6.5 here in this one, but Atlanta's, a team that they've been covering a few numbers here as an underdog of late for sure. The Knicks against the spread here, let's see. No, I don't think there's anything too specific here trend-wise with the Knicks right now. So let's see what you guys have here in this one. Maybe I'll just wait to see what the chat does here. Total is ballooned up a little bit to 236, maybe even. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's 236, maybe even 236.5 here right now. The way this thing's moving with the Hawks and the Knicks, maybe that's the way you'll go. The widely reported steam came in on the over. You have two teams that are 50 and 35 to the over this season combined. So, all right, I'm gonna go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one with the Hawks and the Knicks here tonight. Gonna start it off here with hello to Tino in the chat today. And let's see here. Peaceful Looter like the over in that Cornell game. Ziggy says the Hawks are a good MLK Day team, but Twisted likes the Knicks and the under. Art Thompson's on the Hawks. Robert Mack is on the Knicks. Gonna say hello to Sports Betting Patrick here today. He likes the Grizz to win on MLK Day. Abel likes the over in this one with the Knicks and the Hawks, but Fernando likes the under. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to make my call here in this one with their Atlanta and the Knicks. Like I said, Atlanta, they've been covering some numbers here of late. Knicks are kind of alternating back and forth. This would be the best spot for them here, I guess. The two teams have met already twice this season. Atlanta won them both, 108, 100, 121, 116. And I'm going to take the Atlanta Hawks here in this one against the Knicks. Plus those points. Ziggy's with me. And Billy likes that Memphis D. All right, let's continue on now with our preview here with the Suns taking on the Cavs here in this one. And, Cavs favored by 7.5 here, maybe 8. The total 236 or so in this one. You got one team that covers the spread at a record rate, it feels like right now, and one team that doesn't. So I don't know how we can get on the Suns here. Maybe the spread's high enough that you could consider the Suns, but Cleveland is 25-12 against the spread as a favorite, 14-8 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, the Suns, they are 5-10 against the spread as an underdog, and just 3-6-1 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Phoenix has picked it up a little bit after we made fun of them for so long. They've actually won 5 of their last 6 games, but listen to some of the teams they beat. With all due respect to AOD, and yeah, the Pistons are much improved. Suns did beat them last time out. I'm not maybe calling that one a laugher or a shocker, but other Phoenix wins here during this streak of wins: Washington, Charlotte, Utah. They lost to Atlanta, so I don't know if it's been. Yeah, they were on the road here a little bit. They're still on the road, a 4th game of this road trip right now. Meanwhile, Cleveland, we know what they've been all about. All about winning, it feels like here. uh, they did lose the game, obviously, to OKC the other day, and also lost that front end of the back-to-back against the Pacers. So does feel like a little bit of a steam play. Strange one here. I'll get a little steam coming in here on college basketball again in just a moment. Also, with this total, Cleveland definitely an over team here right now, 25-11 to the over as a favorite. Phoenix, they're 13-7 to the over on the road. So, look at 236. So Phoenix has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games overall here right now, and this is kind of coinciding, it feels like, with this road trip. The widely reported steam did come in on the under, but I've got a shootout here. I've got this one going over into the 240s today with Phoenix and Cleveland. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. I'm going over in this matchup. All right, here we go with our Tumps is on the Cavs. Jermaine's on the Cavs all day, twice on MLK. Ziggy's on the Cavs here. Ray says Suns team total over, first half and full game. And let's see here. Billy says Cavs go. Let's get to the conference finals. Here's an over from Fernando. Twisted likes the Cavs. Fernando says the Cavs should get it. And Billy says, can the Suns get out of the cellar? But Twisted's got some unders here. And that's crazy, right, Twisted? Because you and I, we see things alike quite often. And I've already given out 3 overs on this show. I don't like my chances now with Twisted up against me. And usually we're kind of in sync on our totals, but maybe I just it's rare to see me on 3 overs, right? I think we all can agree if you follow my picks at all. But all right, Fernando says, didn't the Suns smash the Cavs last time out? They haven't met yet this season, so yeah, the Suns did win here last year, 117-111. They didn't cover that game. They were actually favored, but I think that was a different time, a different time period. Phoenix also won at home, 122-101 last meeting, but it was last year. Robert's on the Cavs. Abel's on the over here. Tech says got no Mobley here. That's a big time situation. And if anything, to me, the biggest injuries here today. Well, this one has more probably impactful injuries than any of the games, it feels like, today, with Mobley out. Nurkic is out as well. Beal questionable for the Suns. Nasty Nate Cavs second quarter here. And let's see here. Old E says, hit the like button, everybody. Thank you very much for a great crowd here. We got 100 of you here on this holiday. All right. Rich Stubbs, Suns money line, taking it here. Maybe they'll get that upset. All right. I guess that's going to be it for you guys in the chat here. And I will take the over in this one. Okay, Nate, let's get ready to go here. You know how I feel when it comes to the Boston. Now, let's take note of this line move for sure. I think Nate's seen it. I think everybody's seen it here for sure. But we know I say the other game had impactful injuries here, but we know that with this line move, you got to wonder if Steph Curry is going to make this lineup. Now, there are other injuries for the Warriors as well that maybe are already factored in also, because this line has moved from 8 up to 10 here, 10.5 on screen, but really it feels like just a juiced up 10 right now for the most part with the Celtics and the Warriors. And the total here is 224. And look, I've often commented about how Boston kind of plays to, I don't know, what do we say in baseball season, plays to the back of their card here a little bit. So there are a lot of injuries here. I get that, but this is not supposed to necessarily be the spot, I don't think, for Golden State here necessarily, although they have won 15 of their last 16 games when coming off of a loss. So they are a great bounce back team, but this is a Golden State series for sure. And unfortunately, they might not have the personnel to back it up here tonight. With Curry questionable here, you've got Pajemski. He is out of this game. Green is out of the game. Kuminga, we know he's been out all month right now. And Kyle Anderson also out of this game. So that's where we've seen the big move here on the Celtics in this one. And like I said, the Celtics and the Warriors, they are both two teams that really play into, I know I'm trend guy when I do these shows, but look, half the time I'm buying into what the trends kind of say. And these are two teams that, play to those trends, it feels like. Now, Golden State's gone under in 11 of their last 12 games as an underdog here. And without that personnel, you got to wonder if that's going to be the case again against Boston, because Boston's gone under in 14 of their 19 games on the road. They've gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall. And they're 18-23 to the under as a favorite. Even though Golden State is 11-10 to the over at home, they're 6-11 to the under as an underdog. So, take that for what it's worth, or what you might see in this series here. And again, if the Warriors are without Curry here, who's questionable, not only that, this series is also a dead solid under. 10 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under. So we'll see about that one. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Maybe I'm going to go with the side here in this one. And again, I don't want to say it's a game that the Celtics can ever take off. I mean, they're coming in here off of a loss right now, but can they get the increased money here in this one? All right, here we go with the Celtics action here. Art Thompson's on the Celtics here tonight. Rich has got it as a smash spot. Fernando's going over. Twisted's got Golden State here in this one. Abel's on the Celtics. And too many points, says Twist. That's what I think too. I just think it's too high now. I mean, it is only 2 points higher. I get that. Here's Ray, team total over. And, maybe Curry could make this lineup here. That might make a bit of a difference. But Vince, thank you for being in the chat there again. He's got the team total under for GS. Irish King likes the under in this one. Robert McCormick. He's going under as well. So I see the dignitaries coming in here. I think I just saw what a row of people walking in here to the inauguration. All right, I'm going to take the Warriors here in this one. I might be in the minority, but look, Celtics can win this one. I'm not sure they'll win it by double digits. I don't know. Robert went with the under. Ziggy's on the Warriors with me. Appreciate it, gang. We got a couple more here on the card tonight. Next up is the Jazz taking on the Pelicans here in the stinker of the night there, I guess. Although, yeah, we were talking up the Pelicans here, kind of making their way back into contention if they can. They've won 3 in a row right now, wins over Utah, Dallas, and Chicago, and they're on a long line of covers here, it feels like. Now, they are favored by, oh, they're not favored by 22.5. That's I guess I meant my fingers missed there. 11.5. We know that. Just type 11.5 here. And the total 232.5. The Pelicans are on a mad cover streak right now. And Utah still has all these issues with these injuries here at this point. They just lost to New Orleans by 13 points here a couple of nights ago, took a couple nights off, and they're going to come back and try to do it again. But the situation has not changed, I don't believe, with the Utah lineup here tonight. They're missing half their team here, including nearly their entire starting lineup. They've got Sexton out, Collins out, Markkanen out. They've had other players out here for a while as well, but Walker Kessler probable for this game tonight. For the Pelicans, Zion is on the list with illness, and he is questionable here in this one. And DeJounte Murray is probable here. So, again, a big spread with Utah missing all of these players here tonight. It's going to be hard to recommend taking the Utah Jazz. Now, like I said, it was a 12-point spread last game with the same exact scenario, and it landed 13. So they got there. They barely got there. With Kessler back, I imagine we're probably going to see something very close to the same thing. So, tough to recommend any kind of premium or something like that, I guess. But see if the chat likes this game at all. In this one, Robert likes the under here. Okay, the widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, but man, 259 points last game, and we saw pretty much the same exact scenario there, it feels like. So I don't know, I might be against Bobby Mack here. Ziggy likes the Pelicans in this one. Sports betting Patrick says he likes Mavericks here in that other game, but just want to get that in there. Sports betting Patrick might be a little behind us there. And Billy says the Celtics are going to crush tonight against the Warriors. Probably not too many picks here in the Jazz and the Pelicans game here. I'll take the Pelicans once again to maybe get it done, man. It's hard to, I can't really say with much confidence here, but I'll try it again. But 16 of the last 21 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And like I said, they just went for 259. I can respect what Robert was saying there about going under with all those Jazz players out. But Utah 14-8 to the over on the road. New Orleans 14-8 to the under at home. To the over, both to the over. They're in their respective roles here. So I'll take the Pelicans though to try to get it done. With that big number, probably land 10, 11, 12, I feel like for sure. Twisted's on the Jazz in the over, though, but he's on the over for sure in this one. I don't know if I disagree with that. All right, one more tonight. If you go by a rotation schedule, you might not have this one on your board here, actually, if you're looking at some other type of pre-printed schedule. This is definitely a right-in game here. This was one of the games from the pandemic, from the wildfires. I think I've been reading too much Dr. Fauci pardon today. Bulls and Clippers here, with the Clippers going to be favored in this one by 5 and 227 and a half. Clippers on a back-to-back, obviously. after beating the Lakers last night, but the Bulls, remember, were on the road last night against the Trailblazers, and they come down here, make the trip back around here. This is kind of an impromptu visit with right, because the Bulls were scheduled to play the Clippers when this trip kind of got going here, and the Bulls. It's been a just a horrible road trip here right now, or um, not road trip, but horrible streak right now for the Bulls. So it was supposed to be, I think, the last game of the previous road trip, if I'm not mistaken, and now they've kind of squeezed this one in here back on the trip to the West Coast, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I got that right. But nonetheless, the Bulls here are really in a bad way right now. They're on a losing streak. They're not covering any numbers. They've actually been favored in several of the games at late. Here they were at home. Now they've come on the road and lost to Portland last night, 113 to 102 as a 4.5 point favorite. The Clippers are on probably another of their best streaks of the season, having won and covered 4 straight games here right now. Miami, Brooklyn, Portland, and of course the Lakers last night. Hey, we had that game zeroed in there with the Clippers last night. So right now they're favored by 6, and the total 227.5. Let's see if you guys have a pick in this one tonight with the Bulls and the Clippers. The right-in game here tonight. Go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. Like I said, Clippers definitely on a roll right now. They've won also 11 straight games at home when favored. All right, here we go. Clippers for Ziggy. And also Roberts on the Clippers. Twisted's on Clippers in the over. Curtis going to go with the Bulls here, of course. Irish King says Clippers first quarter and first half. Ray likes the under here in this one. How can you? I mean, how can you not like the under in this game, right? You got the Bulls who've gone under in 12 of their last 16, 7 of their last 10. Now, they are an over team as an underdog, but you know the how we've been hitting it with the Clippers a little bit, it feels like. Rich says usually the Bulls are good road dogs, but whatever's going on of late, right? Toucan's here today. He likes Clippers first half full game exacta sweep. And Thomas, did you fall asleep on us? Do I need to move? Do you want me to move the morning steam to 8 a.m.? I'm thinking about it actually. I'd like to know in the chat. Do you think we're in a good time slot here, or would you be interested in me going on at 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific? I'm not kidding, and I'm not making light of Thomas saying there nobody going. I just was wondering if anybody has any feeling on that. It's something that I've actually thought about here of late. Maybe getting on the air a little bit earlier. I know I'm always late anyways, but all right, Fernando, Bulls, team total over. Kelly McGinnis, what a pleasure to have Kelly in our chat today. Says Clippers to roll by 20. Nice to see you, Kelly. Really appreciate you being here. Abel on the Clippers, great chatter in the all over the shows there, Kelly. All right, Textiles likes Chicago in this one, plus the points. And Billy says betting on the Bulls is like betting on the Democratic ticket. Hey, I already got paid on my, I remember the show on the election, and I did say that I had the biggest bet of my life. Not the biggest win, but the biggest overall bet on Donald Trump to win the election. All right, and that paid out already. That paid out 2 weeks ago on the old Robin Hood. They had and again, it's not who I'm not saying who I went for or went against, nothing like that. I was just betting on the election. All right, we got some more steam here. I promised to get to it. But Vincent here likes the Bulls team total under. Nut Flush in the chat. Hello to Nut Flush. Hello. He likes the time slot here. All right. And I think that's it. Billy says, how about Clippers first quarter? All right, I'm on the Clippers for the full game tonight. I'll take the clip joint here in this one. All right. That's right, Fernando. We're going to be TikTok handicappers here now. All right, that's going to do it for the NBA. Thank you for a great segment there. And I feel pretty good about this card today. Pick up my top 4 plays over at winnable.com for just $2. Or, $2. You can pick up just the NBA or get my whole plays today for $4 over there at winnable.com. That's how you support me here on the channel. Click the QR code up here. It'll take you to that winnable page. And again, that's how you get me coming back every day. If you want to show me some appreciation, subscribe to those picks, and you'll get, quite a few picks every day from me, no doubt about it. All right. Let's go to the NHL right now. We got some day games in the NHL a little bit. They're not going to play as many maybe as the other sports here, but let's go to it and start with our early game at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific with San Jose on the road against Boston here. You got Boston, big favorite. I'm surprised they're not a runaway favorite in this one. It feels like they're only 250 here at the square books, and the total 5.5 over at minus 120. The widely reported steam did come in on the under. Do see some sixes out there still, juice to the under here at 6 under 25 or so at a few spots, but 5.5 over at plenty of spots as well. The Sharks come in here with a couple of losses in a row after they upset Detroit to start this road trip a little bit. They're kind of on one of those funky road trips where they went home and played one game against the Wild and then went right back on the road. So it's been tough for the Sharks. Some of these games are scoring they've scored 1 goal in 4 of their last 5 games, only 1 goal here. And this is a series where it's nowhere land for the Sharks when they go in to play Boston. Not only do they not win, they don't even cover the puck line. 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams here in Boston or in general. And they're favored every time. San Jose is not favored. Boston's covered the puck line in 9 of the last 10 meetings. And you have the Sharks scoring just 1 goal in most of these games of late. Listen to these scores of the last few Boston games against the Sharks. 3-0, 3-1, 4-0, 4-2, 3-1. So I got to take the Bruins here for sure in this game. I was going to use this one maybe as a premium, but hey, it's a standalone game here. Let me go with it as my pick here on the show. I'm not saying it's some great pick or trend or anything. Well, it's a great trend for sure, but getting even money at least here on Boston in a series that they absolutely dominate. Boston, they're in need of wins. Maybe it could be argued those Boston teams that always roll them were better. Now, this series is an under series every single time right now. Let me see what the total numbers are. I just read off to you the last 5 matchups, and those were all under. Well, one was a push, I think, with the 4-2 game, but not only is this series a dead under, Sharks are going under every single game, it feels like right now, because they cannot score. The Sharks have actually gone under in 9 of their last 10 games. Overall, 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. So you tell me. I mean, this one's going to be 3-1, 4-1. I don't know if it'll get to 4-2, 3-1 or 4-1. I'd probably, maybe try exact score line there twice. Maybe it could be 2-0. Maybe it could be 3-0. Something here, but Boston just dominates. I can't make a case at all for San Jose. You know, I would if there was some weird trade. Oh, San Jose gets the puck line and 5 of the last whatever. Give them a chance. That's not going to be the case here. It feels like this is one of the most feels like predictable games of the season here. So they'll probably be the one the Sharks will win. But here you come with all the chat. This is going to be an easy consensus, I'm sure. But and Irish King says all these in, but I'm an influencer though too. Irish King, I'm a sports betting influencer. And yeah, I might be useless to society. Nasty Nate's got the Bruins to smash. And Phil Eagle Flyer will go on the Sharks, okay? He'll go on the Sharks here. Hello to Donut Silks. Our Tom's Bruins puck line and over. Here's Twisted with the Bruins on the puck line. Ziggy's got the Bruins on the puck line and under. And Robert Franklin says, you know what? How about just the first period and puck line first and lay it? Well, that should be pretty good. I've missed all this steam. I've got to get back to it. Abel says Bruins on the puck line. Sir Mackey might be on the Sharks, so a little bit here. Twisted may consider the under. And Philly Flyer wouldn't even be surprised if the Sharks win. I would totally be surprised. All right. Let's see here. With Robert, he's on the under here as well. And let me go to the goalie page, but I think it was going to be a Askarov here in the matchup today against Swayman. Not confirmed yet. Good morning to Gerardo today in the chat. Vincent says, take the team total over. Bobby Mack, no goal first 10. Philly Eagle Flyer agrees with that. And Abel says, hey, take a Celtics Bruins parlay there, maybe, huh? The Philly Eagle Flyer, the first period draw. All right, Sharks is on the Rich Stubbs is on the money line. Twisted getting ahead of us here. He's ready for the next game. Peaceful Looter Sharks money line. And I think that's it. Let me just get some of that steam that I've kind of ignored here over the last couple of minutes. Kept forgetting about it. Because right now there is some steam coming in on that early NBA game right now. The steam's coming in on the over here in this one, despite what I kind of said about the matchup between Dallas and Charlotte. It's up to 224.5 here right now with Dallas and Charlotte steam to the over in the opening NBA game. Also, here we go with more college steam with Hofstra going up against Drexel. This one is steam to the over here right now in this one. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I do have a pick on the side, but interesting to note, maybe these two teams have gone under this year, but the move here is on the over. The steam here is on the over with Hofstra and Drexel going up from 122.5 to 123, maybe even 123.5 or so. Hofstra and Drexel. Also, Idaho and Montana steam to the over here in this one. I'll give it away right now. I was going to go over as my pick here. I had a preview on this game, but hey, we'll be looking to wrap up the show by that one, the last game on the board. Steam coming in on the over here. I like the over in that game. That's going to be my pick when we get there on the morning steam. Idaho and Montana over 150 now. Also, Fresno State and New Mexico State. I'm sorry, Fresno State and New Mexico. Here is steam to the over. Man, what's gotten into these sharps? That's what I was going to go with when I get to it. These two teams have a kind of a history of going over here, and it's a high total. 161.5 is now 162.5, and I've got this game, another one. We're going into the 80s here for sure with both teams. I've got the over in Fresno and New Mexico. Man, we're not going to be previewing these games at all the way this is going. Also, Mississippi Valley and Florida A&M. Steam came in on the over here. Wow. This one was as low as 136, but now it's all the way up to 138.5 or 139. Steam to the over with Mississippi Valley and Florida A&M. Mississippi Valley does have, some trends on the road that kind of points to the over in conference play, but steam to the over. Mississippi Valley and Florida A&M over 139 now. Also, Jackson State and Texas Southern steam to the over here. It was 139. We're up to 140 and a half. A little bit of steam here with Jackson State and Texas Southern steam to the over today. Great day for some HBCU basketball here on MLK Day. Get back to the action right now in the NHL. 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific. With, thanks you guys, some plays in there. Vincent liked it as well. He likes the New Mexico team total. Good morning to Andrew G. My G. Wild taking on the Avalanche here with Gustafson against Blackwood. Wow, great goalie matchup here for sure in this one with the Wild taking on the Avalanche. Big number here for the Avalanche. Don't they? Maybe the Sharps don't know that Minnesota is one of the best road teams in the league, it feels like right now, doesn't it? I mean, come on. Minnesota's been very, very solid. They'll get you over a third of a unit per game on the road so far this season. They are 27-15-4 overall, but Colorado, they're 28-18-1. Yeah, Minnesota's on a losing streak here right now. They lost to Nashville, Edmonton, and VGK. Not the easiest schedule going, and this is kind of the same here, right, with Colorado. Now, there's no doubt Minnesota a little bit banged up here, at this time with, key players out. Kaprizov still out. Johansson is out as well. He's been out here for a couple of days. Brodin, he's been out here as well. But Gustafson does get the start here. And the Avalanche, you got Makar. He is questionable in this game. This is where we need Mel in here to tell us what's going on. Steam right now, Penn State and Rutgers steam to the under in college basketball. I'm going to just interrupt with this one. At least we got a big game here. Rutgers and Penn State. We're seeing some steam to the under in a series that usually goes under. It was 158 down to 157 here right now with Rutgers and Penn State. All right. So let's get some numbers here on the Wild against the Avalanche and get your pick here in this one. Colorado, they are playing, better for sure. They do have a couple of losses here of late. They did beat Dallas last time out. They lost to Edmonton. They lost to Winnipeg. They did beat the Rangers. See what you guys have in this one with Minnesota and Colorado. Colorado's beaten Minnesota 6 of the last 7 meetings here in Denver, and also beat Minnesota in 5 straight meetings overall. But like I said, Minnesota, one of the best road teams going in the NHL right now. See what you guys have in this one. Hello to Gravy today. Hi, Gravy. Joe T says he's going first period over, and he likes the over in this one. Joe T here on the Morning Steam has his play on the over with Minnesota and Colorado. Well, if Joe's going to take the over, I'm going to move to the play on the side here, and I'm going to take Minnesota on the puck line for sure. Come on. Ziggy's on the Avalanche puck line. Robert's on the Avalanche puck line as well. Phil Eagle Flyer says, though, he thinks it'll be a close game. Why not take 2.5 goals and then full game draw? Avalanche money line. Robert's on the Wild money line or puck line there with me. Abel's on the over. Phil Eagle Flyer leaning under. He's leaning. Twisted likes the Avalanche on the puck line and over. So a lot of Avalanche support, but you got me and Robert on the Wild here. And Sports Betting Patrick says he likes Wilmington in that first game. We're going to preview it here for sure a little bit later, but thank you, Sports Betting Patrick. All right, next up, still here in a little bit of afternoon action at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific with the Kraken at home against Buffalo. Seattle 20, 24, and 3 coming in. Buffalo 17, 23, and 5. The Kraken are in off of a win over the Kings 4-2 last time out at home the other night. Meanwhile, Buffalo coming in off a loss to Pittsburgh here. You got Levy for the Sabres here, probably against Joey Decord here in this one. Decord 15, 10, and 2 record. So, he's been solid here. And Levy just 2-6 coming into this one. You got Seattle minus $1.20 here. And the total 6 under at minus 120. We talked about that steam, though, that came in a little bit on the under. I think I'm going to move this one. Well, there is still some. There really isn't. I'm going to have to move it to 5.5 here. And I'm not sure what the move is from because I kind of want to go over in this one with a Buffalo and Seattle. In fact, I'll just make it my play right now. I think I'm going to take Buffalo and Seattle game to go over here in this one. And go to the chat here and see what you guys have. But 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Buffalo has been going over here of late. They've gone over in 10 of their last 15 games overall, which is, a kind of a turnaround for sure, because they were really going under quite frequently for the first, feels like 25 games of the season. They were heavy to the under, but it's kind of turned around here a little bit. Not only has Seattle won 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two, but they've also covered the puck line in 6 of the last 7 meetings overall. And Buffalo hasn't been great at covering their puck lines, but you'd have to lay a pretty big price to take this plus 1.5 here in this one. Seattle's just 4-9. It's a puck line favorite. Buffalo is 16-9 as a puck line dog. And as far as the total here is concerned, you got Seattle just 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games, but I'm going to end up on the over here. You still got Buffalo, like I said, 25-13 overall to the over here right now. So I think that's the way it's kind of just been going here for Buffalo, right? I think I got that right. I might have quoted the wrong number there early on. Let me see. 5-3-2 to the over the last 10. Okay, I'm definitely on the over. I might have screwed up that statistic there a little bit, but let me go to the chat. Apologize for that. And see what you guys have here in this one, Buffalo and Seattle. Billy Eagle Flyer got it at 5.5. Oh, in this one, yep. And Robert's on the Sabres here. There's Keith. Each and every stride here. I think we're going to be doing some horse racing coverage here. Maybe, I don't know. We're working on that. See if we can get this going here this weekend. But let's see here. Rich likes puck line and the over. Ziggy's on the under in this one. Here's Robert Franklin on the over. Philly Eagle Flyer likes a Kraken on the money line. Jared. Hi, Jared. Good to see you. He's on 4-2 Sabres here. And here's Billy. Oh, let's see. Sabres for Twisted. And I went Minnesota on the puck line, Jermaine. Peaceful Looter likes, what is that, the Wolves and Wild parlay there? And he also likes a little Philly parlay action. Joe T likes the over in this one with me. How about that? Me and Joe hooking up for a little over action. All right, let's keep it going here right now with the next matchup here with the Blues taking on the Golden Knights. We're kind of moving into the nighttime action here. A little bit of steam on a matchup we're going to talk about a little later, but the Jets. I'll mention it right now. The Jets were my pick here on the morning steam in the matchup against Utah tonight. They were $1.40, then they were $1.50. Now they're moving to $1.60 here right now. Winnipeg taking some big time steam. It's my pick in the game here for the show, so I better just say it now, and hopefully we can get a good price if we like it. But I'll take the Jets against Hockey Club tonight. Anyways, here with the Blues taking on the Golden Knights in this one. Let's see what you guys have here with at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific tonight with St. Louis and Vegas. Blues have covered the puck line in 5 straight trips here to Vegas, and also covered the puck line in 5 of the last 7. But Vegas has won 5 of the last 6 meetings overall. It's usually just a 1-goal win for Vegas in several games here of late. Vegas is on a losing streak of 3 games right now. Lost to Chicago, lost to Carolina, lost to Nashville. So a little bit of a rough patch right now. St. Louis is coming in off of a loss to Utah as they started this road trip here right now. But take a look at the price here with St. Louis and Vegas. And Vegas here at $1.90 for the most part, 6 under 20, maybe 5.5 there on screen right now. But let me see what you guys want to do in this one of the Blues coming in here on the road against the Golden Knights. Vegas continues to rock, it seems like, in a lot of these games right now at home. They just seem to be rolling despite this 3-game losing streak. But Vegas overall 16-8 at home on the puck line this season. But St. Louis, they are 22-13 as a puck line underdog. Vegas has gone over here. Let me see, over of late, but 7 of their last 8 at home, they've actually gone under here right now. A pretty strong trend, actually, here of late. So, all right, go to the chat here. Let me get your comments in this one first before I do anything. And let's go to the chat here and see what you guys have in this one with. All right. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. Jermaine's, Jermaine, I did see one confirmation so far, and it was Gustafson here. But let me refresh it here and see if there's anything else to report. Askarov is in there for San Jose. And I think that's it for the games we've talked about so far. Abel's on the Blues here. Robert's on the under. Robert Franklin likes the Blues money line. Erica's here in the chat. Nice to see it. Juserica. I've always wanted to say it, and I never have. I've always said Erica, but I'm supposed to say Juserica. I got to say what is the quotes. I mean, come on. Blues puck line here for Rich. Blues for Ziggy. Everyone likes the Blues here in this one. Sir Mackey says, Vegas going to win the Stanley Cup still. Joe T, first period over. All right, and Rich had an overlock there in the Dallas Mavs game. Okay, I'm on the puck line here with the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to take them to get off the snide here a little bit and roll against St. Louis. St. Louis has done a pretty nice job, but let me move on to the next one here now. Oh, Jermaine's got a pick in that Avs game. Next up is Blue Jackets taking on the Islanders here with Merzlikins and Ilya Sorokin. Sorokin is a confirmed goalie here today in the matchup against the a goal against the Blue Jackets. Now, the Islanders have been pretty bad at home, actually. They're giving away nearly a third of a unit, about a third of a unit per game so far, and their favorite here, $1.60. But Columbus has been pretty crummy on the road, despite everything that we've loved about them this season. The Islanders have won 5 straight meetings between these two teams here, 5 straight here, and also they've won 9 of the last 11 meetings overall. Now, Columbus is as hot as they've been. They did lose last time out to snap that 6-game winning streak because they lost to the Rangers 1-0. But they did give the puck line their 5th straight puck line victory. They've been so solid here. It feels like of late have the Columbus Blue Jackets. They've been just money on that puck line. Right now, they're 23-13 as a puck line underdog, and the Islanders just 5-19 as a puck line favorite. So I just feel like it's going to be probably a 1-goal game in this one. Now, the Islanders have been going under here of late. 4 of their last 5. No, it's got to be more than that. It's like 9 of their last 10. I think they've been going under here right now. But let's see what you guys have in this one with Columbus. They've covered the puck line in 7 straight games, several of those as an underdog. Not only the game against the Rangers, they covered as a puck line favorite against the Sharks, but they covered as a puck line dog against Philly. Puck line, they won that game 3-2. They beat St. Louis 2-1. They beat Seattle 6-2. Columbus has been doing a nice job. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have. Help me out here in this one with. All right. Oh, Philly Eagle Flyer says, how about this parlay here? Jackets, Blues, Kraken there because he likes the Jackets. And Twisted said, Vegas puck line and over. Said we synced it up. All right. I like that. Ziggy on the Islanders puck line. He says, lay it here. Robert Franklin likes the Blue Jackets on the money line. Rich Stubbs likes the under here in this one. Illegal Flyers sprinkled on the Jackets. Twisted Jackets puck line. I got to take the Jackets on the puck line. Jared took the Blues there. Thomas is feeling bad because the consensus parlay. Now, it's not Thomas's fault the consensus parlay doesn't win. It's tough to hit a parlay. Billy says, is anybody betting New Orleans Notre Dame money line? I'm probably betting the Notre Dame money line. Give me the Blue Jackets here on the puck line in this one against the Islanders. All right, next up's the Lightning. We got to step on it, you guys. The Lightning taking on the Maple Leafs here. The Lightning on the road here, $1.15. Maybe it's moved close to a pick'em here right now, it feels like. In fact, I'm showing that it's mostly a pick'em here. Maybe a few books are still shading the Lightning here in this one with the Maple Leafs. All right, let's take a look at this one here. Closely rated game here, obviously, with Tampa Bay coming in 25-10-3, Toronto 29-16-2. Both teams have won a couple of games in a row right now. Toronto beat Montreal, beat New Jersey. Tampa Bay comes in with wins over Detroit and Anaheim here of late. Tampa Bay is just 6-9 as an underdog this season, while Toronto 18-9 at home, 21-13 as a favorite. These two teams have met back on November the 30th at Tampa Bay. Toronto got the win 5-3 there in a pretty high-scoring game, no doubt. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over when they've played one another. Toronto's won 8 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams, but Tampa Bay has covered the puck line in 16 of the last 21 trips into Toronto. So let's see what you have here. Look, these two teams are under teams for sure, but I don't know if that's going to necessarily be the case today. I might end up on the over. It's juiced to the over here right now at 6 over 15, 6 over 20. Even DraftKings is 6.5 under 25. So I'm going to take the over as my play just on the show. These two teams are such solid unders, but I think this matchup to me lends itself to an over. Still Toronto 9-17 to the under at home. Tampa Bay 5-9 to the under as a dog. I'm taking the over here. I'm not calling it a hunch play. I'm just thinking of the matchup. It feels like to me the last couple of meetings have all been overs here when these two teams have met. So I'm going to go over in this one with Lightning and the Maple Leafs today. And your plays here. Robert Franklin's on the over with me. Here's Leafs and over for Twisted. Jermaine says, who opened as the favorite in this game? I think for the most part, Toronto opened the slightest of favorites, and it moved to Tampa Bay then as a pick'em or so right now. But I probably should list it as a pick'em actually, but okay. Well, let me see here. Robert's on the Lightning here. Good morning to Nunya today. Hello, Nunya. Rich is on Lightning puck line and under. Ziggy likes the over and Abel likes the over. I'm going to go over in this one. Couple more here on the ice with the Hurricanes here taking on the Blackhawks. You got the Hurricanes, a big time favorite here, $3 in this one against Chicago. But I don't know. I'd probably say watch out here in this one. Again, Chicago seems to be making a little bit of progress here. They did win last time out to snap a losing streak as they knocked off BGK. And even though they were on a losing streak, they were getting the puck lines in a few situations. You look at Chicago's puck line this season, they are above 500 on the puck line. But for Carolina here, they also beat Vegas last time out 3-2. This series has been all Carolina, and usually by margin. Last 4 games, 4-2, 6-3, 3-0, and 3-0. Although this is the first meeting between these two teams this season. The widely reported steam did come in on Carolina here. In this one, Carolina's won 6 straight meetings against Chicago, but Carolina's dropped the puck line in 6 straight road games off of a win. Carolina's gone under in 4 straight overall. I'm going to take the Blackhawks here on the puck line to stay in there in this one against Carolina. Carolina hasn't been terrific on the road. They're costing you about a quarter of a unit each time out. Chicago's actually about a break-even proposition, if not slightly profitable at home this season at 10-13. We'll mention Carolina just 9-11 on the road this season. All right, go ahead in the chat. I'm getting through this hockey card here. Big 9-game card. Here is Hurricanes, puck line and over for Twisted. Rich is on Carolina and over. Joe T says Blackhawks have gone over in 12 of their last 13 first periods. And here's Philly Eagle Flyer, says Canes money line and a parlay. Robert wants to go under in this one. Abel likes the Canes. Ziggy likes the Canes. Everyone likes the Canes. I'm on the Blackhawks. So Philly Eagle Flyer says take the over. Also Robert, first period over. Sir Mackey's got a bunch of basketball action there, it looks like. All right. We're going to continue on here and get this one over with. Maybe we get the show over with before we get a new president here. The Jets in Utah. tonight with the Winnipeg Jets. We already said we're already on it on the road. Give me your picks. I already said the steam came in on Winnipeg, so I'm committed. I'm on Winnipeg as a favorite here. They won 5 straight meetings on the road against this franchise. Like I said, this was a Arizona for the most part, but they have met already once this season, and Winnipeg won 3-0 at home here in this matchup. Winnipeg 27-8 currently as a favorite. Utah 8-17 as an underdog. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 4 of the last 6 when the Utah franchise was at home. This is the first time they've hosted Winnipeg here in Utah. So I'm just going to take the Jets. Oh, I got the line wrong there, by the way. Sorry about that. What did we say it was? $1.60? We could get away maybe with $1.55. Maybe that was what was up there before, but I'm going to go with the Jets here in this one. And let's see here. Jets money line and over for Twisted. Bill Eagle Flyer will take him in a parlay. Lau selects team total over. Abel A says take the Jets. Robert says take the Jets. Ziggy says take the Jets. That could be consensus-y there, it feels like. All right, let's move on to the last one here right now with the Penguins here taking on the Kings tonight here in LA. The Penguins going to be a big underdog with Nedeljkovic going up against Darcy Kemper in this one. The Kings come in 25-13-5. Pittsburgh 19-21-8. Both teams have had some struggles of late. LA's coming in off that loss to Seattle 4-2. They did beat Vancouver 5-1. They hung in there against Edmonton and Calgary with the road trip to Alberta, covering the puck line in both games, but still lost. They did beat Winnipeg. Kings are 14-2 at home right now, 9-8 against the puck line at home. Pittsburgh's 13-10 is on the puck line on the road. See what you have here in this one. The Kings, of course, 8-14 to the under as a favorite. Pittsburgh 13-10 to the over on the road. These two teams met in December in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got the win 3-2. All right. Kings have covered the puck line in 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams, including 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Los Angeles. Kings on a roll at home, having won 5 straight. Pittsburgh's gone over in 4 of their last 6 games on the road. And we'll go to the chat here, and that's going to be it for the hockey tonight. Kings puck line for Twisted. Abel's on the Kings, and Robert likes the Kings here in regulation. All right, give me the Kings here on the puck line for me. I'll lay it tonight with my Kings over Pittsburgh. All right, and Phil Eagle Flyer says, Kings returning home after that long road trip. Yeah, they got out of, probably was a good thing. Maybe it was a good thing for them. I don't know. But they were out of town there for most of the time. All right, that's going to be it for the hockey. Let's go to college basketball. Should be a good card here today. Here we go. Let's see. Do we even have any consensus play? We might not even have a drawing today. I don't think we have any consensus plays yet, huh? Okay, no problem. Let's go to college basketball here right now and take a look at the matchups. I've selected quite a few matchups. We're going to run through these pretty quick here. First game on the board. Who was it on Wilmington? I like Wilmington as well in this game. I'm going to go, since this is a kind of a standalone game here. Let me see here. I do have one note coming in right now. I think this is a time change. The game between Stonehill and Lemoyne has been moved to 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. I thought that was the game time, actually, but Nonetheless, game chime change there. Stonehill and Lemoyne. Maybe it was at 5 Eastern earlier, but time change here to uh, or 8 Eastern, but time change here 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific between Stonehill and Lemoyne. Okay, Wilmington here taking on William and Mary right now to start off our college basketball coverage. This is a series that is definitely pretty strong over when these two teams meet. The widely reported steam came on the over as well in this one. So we already saw someone, like I said, Wilmington in the chat. Let me look at the chat here. Someone might step up and say it was me. Hello to Chase today. Good to see you. Rich Dub says Lively is officially out there, it sounds like. Thank you, Ziggy. You have a great day. Great job in the chat today. All right. I think Fernando's saying he likes Carolina Wilmington here today. Thank you to Twisted as well. That was him with that big. Me and Twisted, we've hit him today. Let's go, Twisted. You and me. We're on Wilmington in this one. It's up to 6 here right now for sure. And the total right now in this one is 153 or so. So I'm going to update that at least to 6. I like Wilmington. I also like the over. Since this is the top of the board here, I'm going to give out both. I'm going to go. I've hit a few of these single game parlays on the show, and I'm going to go Wilmington and the over in this one. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams here in Wilmington have gone over, and Wilmington on a roll here right now at home, having won 8 of their last 9 games overall. Now, William and Mary comes in very hot. They are definitely on a winning streak here, but they have failed to cover in each of the last 2 games. I think that shows their vulnerability and their weak schedule that they've kind of been playing. They didn't cover numbers against Hampton and A&T here. Wilmington did beat Northeastern last time out by 6.5. They also have a cover at Monmouth, and they won at home here against Campbell, but did not cover. Still, Wilmington 7-3 against the spread at home this season, and they are 8-3-1 to the over at home. William and Mary 7-3 to the over on the road. I've got a SGP here with Wilmington and Bill and Mary. All right, let's see here. In the chat, let's see what you guys have. Anything in this one? Hopefully, you guys are looking at some of these games on this schedule like me. And Jerry Davis says he's going to take Wilmington in a little parlay action here. Jermaine likes UNC Wilmington. Jerry, there's that parlay. He's teaming it up with Wagner today. I like that, Jerry. I'll go in on that one with you. I'll lean to Wagner in that game with you. Okay, here. Thank you, Sir Mackey. Have a great day. Robert Franklin's going William and Mary, though, in this one. Hey, want to mention right now, I'm seeing a little breaking news here that John Morant will be in the lineup tonight for Memphis. It probably is. I think we'd already seen that, right, with that line move here leading up to the game. But now they're up to 7 at DraftKings here at this point. So we said Memphis there, and we gave it out already overnight on our service. So, okay, let's move on here. We're going to cover these college basketball games. I think this is the best game in the Ivy League today, so I thought I'd preview this one here with Dartmouth going up against Yale in this one. Now, this is probably a series that had some overs here this season, or these two teams this season kind of been going over, Dartmouth and Yale. The widely reported steam came in on the over. You got Yale here on a 3-game winning streak. I mean, they're favored by 15 points. They're 5-0 against the spread at home, but Dartmouth is 6-2 against the spread on the road. Or I'm sorry, as an underdog, 5-2 against the spread on the road. And steam came in on the over, as I said, but Dartmouth, for the most part, they've kind of trend under in this type of role coming into this one. Dartmouth here really long term in some of these conference games, they rarely get to 150 points over the last couple of seasons in some of these matchups. Similar to this. Now, this season they did go over against Princeton, under against Penn. They are 2-4-1 to the under on the road. I'm going under here. Yale's been an over, but I'm going to end up taking the under here in this one with Dartmouth and Yale. The series is definitely over. 16 of the last, 12 of the last 16 meetings actually have gone over in this series, but and Dartmouth, man, they've covered now 5 straight games on the road. But I'm going under here with Dartmouth and Yale. Okay. Jerry says, look, William and Mary, as hot as they are right now, why not consider them here taking those points in conference? All right, Dartmouth plus and the under here for Twisted. Twisted, I love it. Twisted, it makes me feel good that I bring up another matchup, keep you in here. It feels like I'm doing my job here a little bit. I know I can get a little monotonous here with my. Sometimes I have to, right, with the hour that we're on. Let's keep it moving here with Lamar taking on Nichols. I thought for me, I thought this was kind of the best matchup here in this one today in the Southland. So I thought I'd preview this one with Lamar here on the road against Nichols. Now we've seen a few unders from these teams so far this season. Nichols comes in having won 2 straight. Lamar's lost 3 in a row. They lost to McNeese. They did get the money against McNeese, but they failed against New Orleans. They failed against SFA. Meanwhile, for Nichols, they won and covered. They won and covered against SFA. They also won and covered against Incarnate Word. They covered the spread against McNeese despite a loss. Nichols here comes in 8-1-1 against the spread in their last 10 games right now. They are 1-3-1 against the spread at home. Lamar 6-3 against the spread on the road. But I want to go under here in this one. Nichols has gone under in all 5 of their home games so far this season, and Lamar has gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall right now. So I'm going to end up going under with Lamar and Nichols here in this one. Lamar, if you look at these conference games here of late, let's look at some of these scores. The total here, is it still 144 and 141? 4 and 141, yeah. And so look at some of these games here. 139 against McNeese, 130 against New Orleans, 135 against SFA, 130 against Incarnate Word. I'm going under with Lamar and Nichols for sure here. Probably could be a premium. All right, a little bit more breaking news. I know you guys have been telling me about the injury updates coming out of the NBA here this morning. I've got one here for you that my guy, Kawhi, he's out for tonight's game against the Bulls. Here, this is going to be his rest day. So, look, I went with the Clippers here on the show, but I went with them on the show because maybe we had a tip there. I'm not saying we knew that Kawhi was going to be out, but this did feel like his rest spot a little bit. And that spread taken off the board here right now. It was minus 5.5 or 6. We'll see how much it goes down here in this one. Okay, keep it going here. Oh, we'll see if we got anything in the chat for you guys. Jerry says take Lamar here to get back. Robert's on Nichols here in this one. And Twisted ended up on Lamar in the under. And Jermaine says, Kawhi's always out. Well, he missed the entire first 31 games of the season, Jermaine. And Jermaine's on Nichols. Now he's going to play more when he can. Okay, Hofstra and Drexel here in this one with The Sharps, the Sharps are going to like Drexel here. I'm pretty sure the hot Sharps, if you will, but I don't know if I can do it. Hofstra dominates this series, and both teams come in 10-8 here right now. And Hofstra 6-3-1 against the spread on the road, but man, they really dominate the series kind of long term here right now. Hofstra's won 12 12 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams. Hofstra's covered 7 of the last 8 meetings overall. Now, Drexel's pretty good at home, but this season they've seen some struggles so far. 3-4 against the spread, just 2-5 straight up at home. So I got to take Hofstra in this one. I'll probably take them on the money line here. I do have a premium pick on the over in this game. I'm just going to give it out right now because it just had a slip of the tongue. I was going to say go pick it up over at Winnable, but give it to me. I've got Hofstra in the over. Please go buy my picks, even though I'm giving them out here for free right now. All right. Hey, Yale got steamed a few minutes ago while we were talking. They're up to 16 in that matchup with Dartmouth. Yale took the steam just moments ago against Dartmouth. All right. Jerry says lay it with Drexel. Roberts on Drexel. All right. And Jermaine says he's got that Penn, that Philly special, Drexel and Penn. And Twisted says Hofstra and the over. All right. Yeah, Michelle wasn't going to show up again. All right, here we go. Jackson State taking on Texas Southern. Look, I've got this one today. I figure this one is probably the best matchup from the SWAC today here. Kind of tough to find the good one here, but at least for Texas Southern here, they're 3-1 in conference so far. Jackson State's 4-0, so I think we got a good one here, despite the team's overall records. Remember, these are two barnstorming teams that played a bunch of tough teams in the regular season. Now they get into conference play, and they're hot. Jackson State's won. They were 0-13. Now they've won 4 games in a row. Meanwhile, Texas Southern has won 3 straight games coming in. Texas Southern won both matchups both. Texas Southern won the last 2 matchups. They did meet in the tournament, in the SWAC tournament, 73-62. Texas Southern won and covered last year. Texas Southern covered against Grambling, covered against Mississippi Valley. They failed against Alcorn. That's hard to do, I would guess, but I don't know. Alcorn here, they've won a couple games now. So Jackson State here, pretty hot, as I said, with that 4-game winning streak. They covered against Prairie View. They covered against Alabama A&M. Texas Southern is just 4-10 against the spread overall. Meanwhile, Jackson State is 7-3 in their last 10 games overall here. So let's see what you might have in this one. If you follow any SWAC action today, hey, we got to check out some SWAC action on MLK Day. We got to go with some of our HBCU coverage, it feels like today, doesn't it? All right, let me know what you got here in this one. I'm going to take Jackson State plus the points as my play. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one. That 3.5 right now is currently 4.5, and the total is 141. There we go. See if you guys did anything here in the SWAC with me. Wow, Twisted said it's up to 143 here right now. Ooh, I don't have any of the books that I cover there. Was it that game? Here's Twisted, Jackson State and over. Oh, thanks, Jermaine. Yeah, wow, they are that close, huh? All right, Robert's on the over, but Robert's on the under. Bobby Mack's on the over. Bobby Franklin's on the under. All right, let's keep it going here in college basketball. Maybe we can get off the air before they actually get to the little ceremony here. Fresno State taking on New Mexico. And look, I've already given out my play in this one, so we don't have to spend too much time, I guess, here. Right? I said go over in this one. The widely reported steam came in on the over. Now, I didn't touch on it as far as the trends, but 6 of the last 8 meetings here in the pit have gone over between these two teams. 4 of the last 5 meetings overall between these two teams have gone over. So I had already concluded that I was going to go on the over here in this one. Although I will say some of these Fresno State games have kind of drifted under here of late in this roll. Let me see if I can get this here. Fresno State right now, though, 10-4 to the over as an underdog, and New Mexico 8-4 to the over at home so far this season. So I'm going to end up on the over, I think, for a good reason. Now, you could argue that these Fresno State games never go this high, but I think we're in a different type of era here right now with Fresno State. You look at some of these games here; they gave up 91 to CSU. They were the last game against New Mexico back on December 31st was 103 to 89. New Mexico got the win, although Fresno did get the cover in that one at plus 14.5, but that one went for 192. So I've got the over in this one. All right, here we've got Robert on Fresno here. Twisted says, I'm still not sure there, but maybe I like the over. And Jerry says, great point. If you like the over, you got to like Fresno State. All right. Twisted, let's go. Let's hurry and get Twisted. Let's finish the show so Twisted can leave. I still have 5 more games I've picked, but like I said, we've already picked some of them here in advance. Georgetown and Villanova. Remember, I said I like the under in this game when that steam. The steam came in on the. Oh, I didn't announce this. Okay, the steam came in on the over here in this one, but I like the under between Georgetown and Villanova, mostly because you know who, Georgetown. They are just crushing here. It feels like on some of these unders here right now. Yeah, Villanova, maybe in these Big East games usually go over, but remember, we're dealing with a different Georgetown team that's playing pretty decent defense with Coach Cooley right now. Villanova's definitely gone over in some of these games. They're 10-2-1 to the over as a favorite, but Georgetown's 5-13 to the under overall. They've gone under in 9 of their last 10 games overall. And when these two teams have met, even before Georgetown was doing their thing this season defensively, 5 straight meetings had gone under here. Or I'm sorry, 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone under between these two teams here. So I'm going under. The steam came in on Villanova and the over, but I'm going under in this one with Georgetown and Villanova. It's currently 9 and 137. All right. And let's see here. Twisted likes Georgetown there. Joseph says, what about Penn and Harvard, Ramon? You didn't talk about that one. I didn't talk about that one. Joe, you give me your pick on that one. I will say this in the Penn Harvard game that the series, it definitely is Penn and over. The widely reported steam came in on the over. It really is pretty hardcore over, I think, between the two. Let me look at it here. 5 of the last 6 games between these two teams have gone over. Harvard's won 10 of the last 13 between the two teams, but Penn's gone 6-2 against the spread in that one. So, yeah. All right, Robert's on Georgetown there. Jerry said I took Villanova last night at 6.5, and now he can't go any higher than that. Now it's 9. All right, here's the Rutgers game against Penn State. Here in this one, the widely reported steam did come in on the under here with Rutgers and Penn State. And I think that's where I'm going to go. I mean, you look at these two teams, and they've been a consistent under in this series against one another when Rutgers has played Penn State. I think that's what I have in this one. Let me see here. I know it's a solid trend here in this series. Let me see here. Rutgers here. Sorry, gang. This is the game on Peacock at 6:30 Eastern and 3:30 Pacific. Both teams have trended kind of over here, but with that steam coming in on the under in this one now at 157, I just got it as too high, actually, and I've got the under here. It is down to 156 at Bet Online right now. This is probably my least favorite game and least favorite pick, it feels like right now, but I'm going under with Rutgers and Penn State. I want to check out the market action here real quick on that one. I'm not going to cancel it now, but yeah, no, I'm on the under. I'm on the under for sure in that one. Okay. Jerry's on Rutgers. Twisted said he's got Penn to cover against Harvard and go over. Thank you, Twisted. Someone else can step up once in a while. And Robert likes Rutgers and under with me. Under. Couple more here. We'll wrap up the show. How about Bucknell and Colgate? I've got this one as the attractive matchup today in conference play with Colgate dominating the Patriot League here this season so far at 5-1. Bucknell comes in 4-2. This is the only game in the Patriot League tonight, but it's a big one for sure with Bucknell 11. Both teams coming in 8-11. Pardon me. Colgate a 4-game winning streak right now. They're starting to look pretty darn good here at this point. Both teams with kind of similar spread records for the most part, but Bucknell is 6-3-1 against the spread as an underdog, but Colgate's 4-2 against the spread as a favorite. Colgate's gone under in 5 of 7 home games so far this season, but there are some trends that kind of point to Bucknell here going over in some of these games. It feels like this is kind of a series that kind of goes over in this one. So at 133 here, man, I'm going to end up on the over in this one with Bucknell and Colgate. You know, I was kind of thinking about this one as a premium, but the trends kind of point under here in the matchup. And let me look at what the Sharps are doing here. Oh, boy. All right, I'm committed. I'm not. I'm flaky. I've never do this, but I'm going under here. The Sharps are pretty hard on the under here in this one. I'm just swayed by this market action. Bucknell and Colgate, yeah. I'm going to go under here. It's 134 for the most part. The square books are 135.5, 135. Circa's at 134. Colgate 2-5 to the under at home. Bucknell 3-7 to the under in their last 10. With apologies, I'm going to switch to the under here with Bucknell and Colgate. All right. And look, it's got some revenge written all over it here right now. Says Robert Franklin, I think he's saying a little bit of revenge angle here from the game 5 nights ago. Was it? Oh no, it was 2 weeks ago. 68-60. Bucknell never beats Colgate, but they did on that night. Bucknell was actually a favorite though to win that game. They went for 126 points. So I think under is the way to go for me. Jerry says Colgate is hot. They're hot again, right? Rich says Bucknell the cover though. Robert likes the over. Hope I didn't screw you up on that one, Robert. When I Twisted likes the over too. Maybe my impulse was right there. How about that? Also lean to Bucknell there. All right. All right. I think that's going to be it for that one. And let me go on to one I'll feel better with. Hampton here and North Carolina A&T. In this one, you got Hampton here. They dominate this series against A&T. Now, A&T's on a losing streak. Hampton hasn't looked too good either, but they did get a win recently against Delaware of all teams. They were a 2.5-point dog, and they won that game. But even though Hampton has been, have a poor record, or well, they're 9-9, but against the spread, they're 7-2 against the spread on the road. NCA&T, they're 1-7 against the spread at home. That's a pretty big dichotomy there. It feels like between these two teams, but I'm going to end up going under as my pick here with Hampton and North Carolina A&T. I think A&T, for the most part, to me, is a team that feels like they will carry this tempo. Now they are 11-7 to the over overall, but the 3-5 to the under at home. I'm going to take the under in this one with Hampton and A&T. I could like Hampton maybe. If Hampton wins this game like I think they should, I think it ends up going under here. I don't know if I have the trends necessarily to endorse this one as an under, but that's where I'm headed here in this one with A&T. That's I think it's more A&T for me as what's going to carry this one to go under. If you look at their conference games at home, they never get this. They never get to 146. Now I know we're dealing, like I said, A&T 10-6 to the over is a dog. I get that. But just look at these games over and over again in conference play for A&T here. Let's see. The Monmouth game was 135. Now, William and Mary game did go, it still went under. 159. It was 169 on that day. Now, that, it did go over this number. The Delaware game was also an over, but Drexel was 127. Elon was 142. I'm going to go under as my free play here with Hampton and North Carolina A&T. The Aggies. Robert likes the Aggies. Twisted went Hampton and over, but Robert Franklin was with me and took the under. We do have some steam coming in, probably the last one here in college basketball. It's in the matchup between Alcorn and Prairie View. Total over here, steaming up to the over here at 142 was 143, maybe 143 and a half, with some widely reported steam coming in on Alcorn and Prairie View A&M. Why not on MLK Day? Let's have that be probably our last steam play coming in here right now. And we got, I think, one more to look at here on the college board, and we'll do I don't think we're going to do the drawing. I don't think we ended up with one consensus play today out of all these games. I don't see a one. Okay, no problem. No drawing today, guys. Good luck to everybody. Here, one more. It's Idaho, and I already said what I'm on. I'm on the over here in this one. The steam came in on the over. I said I like the over. It's up to 150. Montana's now a 5-point favorite or so here. And, I think these two teams kind of drift to the over. Well, I said that was going to be our – well, this is a hockey game. Hey, Toronto got steam. The Maple Leafs in that matchup against Tampa Bay at home. They were $1.15, probably $1.20 here right now. Toronto getting steamed against Tampa. The show is over. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. No drawing today. We didn't have one consensus play out of all the games today. Wow, that means it could be a wild day, it feels like. Join us tonight. Join Mikey for pre-gaming at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific. We'll have Mikey going over the primetime action, including the national championship game tonight between Ohio State and Notre Dame. So be ready for that one, because shortly after, we will have companion coverage of the national championship game here on Sports Money Network. I'll be on the show with the guys tonight, so join us then. So you got pre-gaming at 6, followed by probably around 7:15 Eastern, the companion show between the companion show for the national championship game. Okay, let me do a commercial here real quick. If you want to get my plays here, including my college basketball and my NBA package, go to winnable.com/Ramon and get my plays here on the Winnable app. Hey, this is how you support me, by clicking on the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That'll take you to my Winnable page, and there you can get my free package. First of all, why not get that free package? I'll send my tennis out there, any soccer I might have, and other sports. Or you can get my subscription package, $4 a day, $8 a week, $19.95 a month. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. It comes out to about 50 cents a day, and it supports me here on the show, coming back every day to hang out with you guys. This is my business. So appreciate everybody here for joining me on the show. We'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Books can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the